And we are live. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBit Solutions. Today, we're going to be watching Nvidia report earnings and watch the market react depending if it comes in as expected or below expectation. There's been a constant theme this time as different tech companies report earnings. And although a lot of them are coming in higher than what was expected, we're still seeing a lot of them react in a negative way. We'll be talking about some of these details within today's live session. Again, all I literally ask you to do is, if it's not too much to ask, drop a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any questions, feel free to partake in that live chat. So NASDAQ is forming a quick overbought reversal right before the close. We did a pretty good job trading these setups today. As you guys can see, a pretty common support range right around 597 and a pretty common resistance range. Well, we tested 606 and then a lot of consolidation right around 600. We broke above that right now, right around 602, but now it's going to be pulling on back to that 600 price level. So we'll see if things actually continue to retrace. One of my favorite stocks in the world, MicroStrategy, and by what I mean favorite, my favorite stock to short. Consistently showing signs of lower lows and lower highs. Don't worry. I'm not going to be trading MicroStrategy or really talking about it in this video. I just had to, shed some light on how terrible of an investment that is. It's down over 55% in just the past 45 days. So again, if you ever think that you're a bad investor, just remember there are always MSTR bag holders that really thought that was a good investment. A very different story. With that being said, we have a pretty interesting live session today. So again, Nvidia, we'll talk about this in just a little bit as well. But earnings expectation for Nvidia, this is provided by investing.com. You guys can see that market's expectation for earnings per share is $1.25 per share, and revenue is $54.8 billion. Based off of previous earnings, Nvidia does an amazing job, often exceeding expectation, but the market's reaction is not always positive. As you can see, based off of the last 4 reportings, only 1 has been in the green. The other 3 have been in the red. So just something to take into consideration. Market sentiment has been a little bit more on the bear side. I don't really think many people are doubting Nvidia in what it can report. I think it's how the market will react. Is there any signs of uncertainty? That is what we are trying to find out. So you will see me use Investing Pro, which is this software that I'm using right here. I just want to let you know, you don't have to, but the first link in the description down below will give you the biggest discount that you will have available for Investing Pro. So you can get up to 55% off plus an additional 15% off if you use my link. Quick little heads up. It is an affiliate link. I want to be straight up with you guys. So if you don't want to use mine, that's fine. You guys can head on over to Investing Pro and sign up directly through them. But if you want 55% off plus an additional 15% off, it literally breaks down to less than $9 a month. $9 a month. That's all it costs to have access to this. So again, if you're digging deeper into the companies that you're looking into trading or investing, if you want access to the pro research to understand fundamentally how these businesses are being ran, if they're growing, if they're declining, and there's a bunch of other features through Investing Pro. Again, first link in the description down below will get you that discount. You can sign up today, and again, you feel free to cancel at any time. That being said, the big focus today is the big dog, Nvidia. Nvidia testing the same previous highs. That's what I wanted to point out. Retesting the same resistance at 187 to 188. We have not been able to break above. It looks like it's about to retrace once again. What do you think? Do you think that we'll close right around the moving average? Right around 185? We have 10 minutes left. Or are we going to push to new highs? We're going to pull back or push to new highs? You guys let me know in the live chat. Here we go. Beautiful. What is up? Let me ask you guys this. So I've already announced it to my LPB team. We took a few good trades today on Oklo and on Nvidia. We had a lot of fun doing it. Kept our trading very simple because today is a very volatile day, right? I made it very clear to them that, hey, during a very volatile day, if you're kind of like feeling that the market is quickly changing directions, if it's lacking progress, stay cash. How many of you guys are staying cash? Let me see in the live chat. Are you staying cash? Are you bullish, or are you bearish on Nvidia? Bearish meaning that you're willing to short, bullish meaning that you're buying to go long, and cash meaning that you're waiting to find out, right? A lot of people staying cash. Margin. That's a little bit of a different story, right? Oh, that is too good. Okay. Okay. We have a handful of you guys here today. All in short. Wow. That's a big short. Short on Google. Okay. Paid mortgage, got out margin, cash. Okay. What? I don't think that makes much sense. MSTR bag holder since October 6th. You're just pointing out. Is that like the peak of Bitcoin? Let me see. We'll have to pull it up later. That's hilarious, Matthew. I hope you're joking, though. I really do, for your sake. All right, here we go. Pumps, dumps, pumps, dumps. Yep, very volatile day. Can I ask you guys for some feedback with the different videos that I've been making talking about the market? Obviously, you know that I've been more willing to short, but that I talk about being very careful with shorting at these oversold levels. Do you feel like it's been pretty easy to understand kind of the context of what I've been trying to share? Obviously, the area that I always talk crap on are crypto bros and MSTR bag holders. I don't think that will ever change. If you get offended by that, then I don't know why you keep watching my videos. But other than that, I feel like for most of the market, right, as things have become a little bit more oversold, especially my LPP team, they firsthand see where I'm trying to be a little bit more careful with aggressively shorting. I know that markets are more bullish than bearish, so just being mindful of that, right? Okay, simplifying the concepts. Sweet. All right, loving the videos and your real opinion. Sweet. I'm happy to hear that. Well, thank you guys. And again, if you guys ever have any suggestions, feel free to, you guys can either message me on Instagram or just if you're part of my LPP team, you can message me via Discord. So I have been getting a few messages that there's been different fake accounts on different platforms. I just want to remind you, I will never message you first. I will never message you out of nowhere. I don't do that. And the only service that I offer is LPP, and that's to watch me trade live. So it's the second link in the description down below if you ever want to join that. But if not, I respect it. I just upload videos here on YouTube and share my opinion. Okay. Blowout earnings. All right. And where are you guys joining us from? Let's see it. So as many of you guys know, I live in Arizona, right? Where are you guys watching from? Let's see how many of you guys do we have here. We have about 1,300 of you guys here. So again, if it's not too much to ask, please just smash that like button and do not forget to subscribe if you want to partake in that live chat. All right, we got Canada, Singapore, London, Toronto, Canada, Hawaii, RD, okay, Los Angeles, Arizona, baby. Oregon, Costa Rica, Texas, England, Wisconsin, Australia, New York. Wow. The DMV area? What does that mean? North GA, Peru. I like that. Quebec in Canada. Okay. Cali, baby. We got Vegas, Mexico, South Africa, Dubai, Florida, Chile. Wow, South Africa. Holy smokes. What time is it over there? All right. Dubai. That's pretty cool. Kazakhstan? Is that true? Wow. Next door to you. Oh, that's wild. Taiwan. What's going on, Ernie? Panama. Sweet. Oh, another Panama. Yeah, North Korea, Pakistan, India, Belgium, Washington, D.C., Santa Clarita, California. Sweet. Israel. All right, Morocco, Alabama, 11. Wow. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys taking time and joining me for today's session. One of the things, we have 5 minutes before the market closes. Normally, Nvidia tends to report within the first 5 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to double check that. Within the first 5 minutes of the market closing, we should see Nvidia report earnings. I want to remind you, this is a very volatile time for the stock itself. It's a very volatile time for the overall market, as Nvidia just has a lot of influence. So if you're a beginner, my encouragement to you is to just watch. There's nothing wrong with just watching. We don't know how the market's going to react, right? We don't know if it's going to be bullish. We have assumptions that it might react bearish just based off of recent sentiment, but we really don't know. So just watch how the market reacts. Like, watch how the market traded today, right? A lot of quick changes of direction. Watch how Nvidia trades. The reason I'm saying that I think it could be valuable for you to just watch is because of what you can take away from it, right? How did the market trade today as Nvidia reported earnings? How did it trade after it reported earnings? How does it trade a day after reporting earnings? These are all things that, again, if you really want to take trading seriously, I think are important things to take into consideration as you are becoming more familiar with the market and all it has to offer. At the end of the day, you're an adult. You can do whatever it is that you want. If you want to aggressively trade any of these setups, it's on you, right? I don't think it's good for beginners, to trade during a very volatile time. It just comes at a greater form of risk. We often give the analogy of you need to learn how to walk before you run. That's the example that I like to give. So again, in the next 3 minutes, the market is set to close, and then we are waiting for Nvidia to report earnings. So very quickly, I wanted to kind of dig a little bit deeper just so you guys could see how Nvidia is currently valued at. As many of you guys know, let me double check this. All right. Okay. Can you guys hear me and see me okay? Is everything, am I kind of lagging or am I good? We're all good here? We're good? How much will Tesla be affected by Nvidia? It's part of NASDAQ and the S&P 500, so it can be impacted. But remember, it's normally it's short-term volatility. That's the best way that I can put it. So perfect. Okay. All right. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to reduce the number of ads. That's the first thing. I don't want you guys to be interrupted multiple times. So I'm going to lower the frequency on ads. Again, all I ask you to do is drop a thumbs up on this video and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Now that we're doing that, let's go ahead and dive a little bit deeper into Nvidia. So this is the big mama, right? This is what's pretty much everyone is waiting for right now. At a $4.5 trillion market cap, it previously was $5 trillion market cap. Nvidia is set to report earnings. Right now, Nvidia trades at a PE ratio of 50.9 times its earnings, which means that from what the company actually makes as a business to what the company is actually valued at, it's trading at 50 times that. So this is a little bit higher than the kind of industry standard, but it's nothing unheard of. As you could see, the market cap from where it's at to comparables, as in its growth and then its peers and then its sector, it is an outlier. But also, right, when we click on the Pro Research here on Investing Pro, you can see how the growth for Nvidia has been exponential. So you guys know that I like talking a lot of crap on companies that are way overvalued from what they actually make or produce as a business. Nvidia, surprisingly, as it's seen exponential growth within its recent years, going from with its number of stock splits, right? But from its recent growth, you can look back to 2022 to where we're at now. I mean, it's been amazing, right? You would think that, is this all hype? There's hype factored in. I think that we can all acknowledge it, especially with the kind of this AI boom that we have going on. But it's not just talking the talk, as a lot of pumped up stocks are doing, but it's walking the walk as well. Its revenue growth is incredibly attractive. This is a company that makes a lot of money. If you look at this, it's a company that makes $165 billion in revenue. and its net income as a company is 86 billion. That's very healthy. It is a very rich and well-ran business. Now, there are some uncertainties with, again, how it's writing off specific things. That's an issue that kind of has been presenting itself with Michael Burry. That's a conversation again for another time. But nonetheless, again, Nvidia is a very, very, very impressive stock. So does that mean that you should justify buying it at these elevated levels? I think it's up to you. I'm personally invested in Nvidia, and let me make this very clear. I would not buy at $200 per share. I don't think it's a good deal based off of the macro outlook of what we are set to experience with the market. If we do enter a recession, Nvidia itself is likely to downturn maybe 50%. So again, when thinking about that, it doesn't mean that in the short term, it can't pump up, as anything can happen, right? We've seen crazy stocks with no revenue or actually losing money, experience huge pumps, yet they make no money as a business. Nvidia makes a ton of money as a business and is also leading the AI, revolution. I love Jensen. He's very obsessive about what it is that he does. I feel like he is the best at what it is that he is doing. But can the market be kind of like over projecting what Nvidia is actually producing as a business? That's something that I really believe we will learn more about in the months that follow, which is why, again, I don't mind being invested in Nvidia because I bought it below $100 per share. But that would be so hypocritical of me to be like, yes, I'm invested in Nvidia and you should buy it too, when it's at $190 per share. That's kind of like the MSTR people, right? Or all the crypto bros. They just want to encourage you to buy so the pump keeps pumping. But it's not a good deal at 190. And it's okay for me to acknowledge that, even though I am invested in Nvidia. Do you get what I mean? So let's go ahead and see how the markets react. And then we'll see, again, if any intraday opportunity ends up presenting itself. And for all those that, again, want access to this pro research, like I said in today's earlier part of this live stream, this is all part of Investing Pro. You get access to all of it. And it literally breaks down to less than $9 a month. So again, if you're actually trying to take trading a little bit more serious to understand the companies that you're invested in, that's going to be the first link in the description down below. So feel free to check it out. Anything sub $200 is a deal. I think you're talking about Nvidia, and that's your opinion. You're entitled to that. I don't think so. So I think based off of recent timeline, and understanding the uncertainty of the market, if markets begin to retrace, Nvidia can go back down to $100 per share. I think that's very easy to see, even a retracement down to the lows of 100. So why would I ever say that it's a good deal at sub 200 when we know for a fact if overall markets begin to downturn, Nvidia will be one of those that take one of the larger hits. Your microphone is too low. Just turn up your volume. Yep, and there's also the earnings call. So that's a good reminder for people that are tuning in for the first time. Nvidia is set to have its earnings call after, which is most likely a second wave when it comes down to its earnings. Can you guys correct me? Are they going to release at 5 minutes after or 20 minutes after? What is it again for Nvidia? Are you buying more Nvidia if it goes back to $100 a share? I would buy more Nvidia as it breaks below 150, 130. I wouldn't mind dollar cost averaging, but again, I would be mindful of my position size. My intentions are also probably very different than maybe a lot of people that are watching. A lot of people that are watching are looking to trade Nvidia. They're trying to make money right now. I have no intention of making money right now if I were to invest in Nvidia. Two very different intentions. We won't see 100 anytime soon, you wish. I'm not saying that. That wasn't the question, buddy. Why do people get so offended when they literally asked me if it drops to 100, what would I like? I don't understand how like insecure you have to be about your position to get so triggered that when someone else shares their opinion or literally answering a question, you resort to, you wish, buddy, you wish. It's like, again, buddy, we really don't care for your opinion. We didn't know you existed 5 seconds ago. 5 seconds later, you'll, inevitably not exist in our lives. It's weird people. I guess that's what happens when people have too much money in positions that they can't tolerate, which is, again, a great reminder. Do not over leverage yourself during uncertain times. I got a small put on Nvidia to hedge. That's smart. I'm assuming that you have a long-term play, but just in case markets do pull on back, you have a put option. I respect that, but you're mindful of your position size. I think that's one of the most important things. There we go. All right, so 6 minutes after market close and it's still going. Ricky, what are your expectations? Again, I'm not trading off of my expectations, so please don't trade off of what I share. I wouldn't be surprised if Nvidia beat earnings, as it often does, right? If we look at every time that Nvidia has reported earnings, at least lately, it's done a very good job exceeding expectation, except for one of the earnings per share, right? But other than that, it's always done a really good job beating earnings, but its reaction is not always positive. Out of the last 4 times, 1 has been green. So especially with the recent market sentiment, I wouldn't be surprised if markets turn red, but we'll see. I think the market would really appreciate a pump for sure. I feel like a lot of people are getting scared, which I think just says a lot about their uncertainty, because there is huge pullback potential if we actually begin to pull on back, but we'll see, right? How do you justify your position size? Is it based off of your criteria? Not just that, but also the kind of stock it is. If it's a very volatile stock, I'll normally trade it with less size. If it's something that's a little bit more conservative, that doesn't move as much, I would feel more comfortable trading it with, more size. I view position size as like volume. If you go with a big position size, it's very high volume and it can get very noisy when it's not going in your favor. So we like to give that analogy for our LPP students. Do you think that we're in an AI bubble? I don't know about the AI bubble aspect. Do I think that AI companies are incredibly overvalued? Yes. Do I think that businesses are overinvesting possibly into AI? Yeah. But I think it's a risk that they're willing to take. We'll see. Again, just because they're willing to take that risk doesn't mean that you need to. Obviously, in the short term, it's been very favorable for investors. We'll see if it does lead to a pop, or then markets have to correct themselves and shift. But at the end of the day, I think that we can all agree that at least some of the advancements that we have made with AI have been beneficial, right? They have been more valuable. A lot of people are using different chats, as in ChatGPT and different AI softwares. They're incorporating it into their businesses, but there's pros and cons to every one of these kinds of waves, and I'm just excited to learn more about it, good or bad, as we experience it, right? Which is why we talk about position size. There's nothing wrong with having exposure to this possible bubble if you can tolerate it, but to go all in, at least that's not the way that I like to position myself. Yeah. Where are we at with Bitcoin? I don't know. Where's Bitcoin at? What's its price today? Oh, it's a super good deal. 89,000. Bitcoin is itching for for a positive reaction on Nvidia. All right. Bitcoin's going to the moon. Yeah, it looks like it. Can you guys double check? Is Nvidia reporting earnings? Is it 15 minutes or 20 minutes after the bell? Really do apologize. We're all waiting for Nvidia to report. Is ASU a good school? Is it like a super difficult school to get in with, great academics? I guess that's for you to judge, but like it's not an Ivy League school, right? But if it's in the area, it's cost effective and you're going to take it seriously. I think any school can be a good school if you treat it appropriately. But no, it's not a super, at least not in my experience. It was a fine school for me. I enjoyed my time there, but I didn't go to the main campus. I went to ASU Poly, which was the Polytechnic campus. There's just smaller classes and, in my opinion, less distractions. But some people want to experience the college experience, which I respect, to each their own. I just didn't get that, and I was okay with it. All right, looks like this thing is setting up for a nice little push. Do you guys see that? Everything is trying to point up. They want it to push up. I heard that there's a lot of people that were expecting that Nvidia was going to push up to $200 per share. There's a lot of, what are they called? Call options? I don't trade options myself. A lot of call options that are set to expire, tomorrow after the market closes at 200. So a lot of money betting that Nvidia is going to report positive and that reaction is going to be positive. So, you can try to follow the money or you can just wait to react. But I don't think, you can't trade with options during extended hours. I don't know. You guys are active in here. Holy smokes, there's 4,000 of you? No wonder the live chat's going crazy. Okay. Well, again, if you want to partake in that live chat, make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you drop a thumbs up if it's not too much to ask. We love you, Ricky. Appreciate it. We need 4K likes. I don't think we'll get 4K likes, but all right. Here we go. Testing the same previous highs. We have 1 minute left until 2:15, or it's going to be at 2:20. Do apologize for keeping you waiting. We're all here waiting for Nvidia to report earnings. So again, appreciate you tuning on in. If it's not too much to ask, please make sure you drop a thumbs up and subscribe. Will you trade after they report earnings? I'm open to it. What do you guys want me to? You want me to try to trade it after? Just keep it light. Greetings from Vegas. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you for tuning in. Okay. Oh, you guys really want me to trade it. Again, I want to remind you, if you do see me trading Nvidia after it reports earnings, please, please, please. I'm not like the crypto bros you follow everywhere else. I don't like crypto. I don't trade. I don't like hyping up memes. Like, do not copy me. My trades are not your trades. I just want to reiterate that, especially for the beginners that are watching me for the first time. This is very similar to the live sessions that we have with our LPP team, but the biggest encouragement that I can have for you is never take a trade unless it fully makes sense to you. You know, what's the setup? The example can be is like kind of like we were setting up in today's live trading session with the LPP team. It was testing reversal, and if there was not a catalyst-based event about to happen right now, this would be a technical setup. Technicals mean nothing when fundamentals are about to get factored in. I'm just using this as an example that I can set up my quick little trade plan of, okay, I plan to enter, you know, at the current price. Here's my current possible retracement potential. Here's my possible stop loss. I have a ratio of 4-to-1. It's a 4-to-1 ratio that aligns with my criteria. I then wait for confirmation and direction to be in my favor. Obviously, it's very different trading during extended hours. But again, you have to understand what you are getting yourself into. Please, please, please do not be like crypto bros. Do not be like bag holders. Do not be like MSTR investors. Do not trade something just because other people are doing it. Understand how much money you can make, but also understand the risk that it comes at. Do yourself a favor and look out for that. And again, I always feel like when I understand the business or the company a little bit more on the fundamental side, I can make more informed decisions. That's why, again, when you guys are asking me, is this going to be the biggest discount? To my understanding, this is the biggest discount that Investing Pro is going to offer, which is why, again, if you want access to all that stuff, you can literally get it for less than $9 a month. So again, it's the first link in the description down below if you want the same software that you see me use in almost every single one of my videos. So first link down below. Greetings from Netherlands. Appreciate it, man. Well, thank you for tuning in at such a late time. Thank you, thank you. We're almost at 1,000 likes. Appreciate you guys. Here we go. All right, 3 minutes. You guys ready? Should we run a poll? Let's see what you guys think as a whole. Ready? Ready? Here we go. Oh, really nice retracement here already. Looks like 58% of you are voting that it's going to be bullish. All right, here we go. Less than 2 minutes left. Where are we at? Yep, less than 2 minutes. I'm excited. Greetings from Arizona. What's going on, man? 10 p.m. here in Belgium. Thank you. How much of the immediate reaction is retail investors versus big money playing these moves? I wouldn't imagine that much of retail would be sparking the reaction instantly. That would have to be more of institutions. In my opinion, that's, because when I see the report being released and then markets react, it's an instant reaction. In my opinion, you will never be able to actually trade the reaction itself right away, right? You either have to have a position or you can trade shortly after, because at least for me, it takes me time to read the report, to see exactly what was released and then how the markets are digesting it. We have seen it so many times, less than 40 seconds left. We've seen it so many times where a company beats earning expectation. We've seen it with Nvidia firsthand. It beats earning expectation, but then the market reacts in a negative way. The market is begging for Nvidia to beat expectation. We'll see how it actually comes out right now. Okay, here we go. We have 15 seconds left until 2:20. You guys ready? All right. Here we go. And it's positive. Looks positive. It's up 1.5%. Here we go. Let's see if it's a fake out. Remember, the last few times they've been complete bull traps. This time it looks like it's pushing. Is it pushing? Yep, NASDAQ market is also moving up higher. Will it hold? Here we go. Nope. Don't celebrate too soon. Remember, it's not your money until you take profits. Here we go. 2.4%, 2.5%. It actually looks strong. It looks like it's holding. What do you guys think? Yeah, not so fast. I love how you guys are catching it. That you guys are choosing to kind of like collect your thoughts because you've probably seen it firsthand before, where then you see a quick change of direction. But no, this time it looks like it is ripping. Look at that. It's looking good. You guys ready to see the report? Here we go. Let's refresh investing.com. And there we go. It just came out. Way better than what was expected. Sorry. I get a little excited. 4% better on earnings per share and 3.84%. So pretty much 4% better on revenue. Again, Nvidia is a very impressive company. Running all the way back up to 195. I know the market was really wanting 200. Will they get it? It has a really nice overbought reversal it's forming right now. Wow. Will it hit? It's pushing. Look, it's driving NASDAQ market into the green. You guys see that? Running all the way back up to previous highs. It's up 4.6%. Be careful with a fake out. I'm not here to say that it has to pull on back. I'm just here to remind you that it has in the past. Understand your intention. If your intention is that you're invested, then you really shouldn't be too excited, as you have no intention of selling anytime soon, right? If you're trading Nvidia, one thing that we love to remind our beginners is, what's the risk to reward here? How much higher do you expect it to go versus how much it can give back? And this is what we're talking about. Look, no way it gives it back. Do you guys think so? Should I take a short? You guys think I should do it? You think it gives it back? No way, right? No way? Dude, I'm telling you, these markets are wicked. Dude, I'm okay. I'll look away. No way it gives it back. Mike is saying, take the short, Rick. I just don't want beginners to copy me if I'm choosing to short. So I'm just going to watch it with you guys. I did good today. So, wow, you guys are, dude, it's happening. No way. Imagine it turns 3 to 4% in the red. No way, right? It needs to find support soon. It needs to find support. It's trying. Here it goes, picking up to 193. If it breaks below 192, no way. It's breaking below. Oh no. Oh my goodness. And here comes the panic selling. I can cry. It's such a beautiful overbought reversal. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I just lost my house. This is just the pullback. for now. Yeah. It's holding at 191. Isn't that kind of cool though, that we're able to kind of experience this together and watch the market react, that we've experienced it so often that we're like, hey, it's pushing up, but market sentiment has been bearish. There's been a lot of fake outs. And it's, again, none of us, not you, not me, not anyone can predict what's going to happen, but we can always prepare, right? Patterns tend to repeat themselves. They don't always have to. Yes, it's cool. I'm learning. And that's what it's about. Maybe it's not cool if it's turning against you. And I get that. I mean, it's cool to watch. And especially, I'm sure for a lot of beginners that are watching right now, they're like, oh my gosh, like how did he know that? I didn't know that that was going to happen. I just know that it's happened in the past before. If you looked at any big tech company as they reported earnings, a lot of them beat expectation. They pump up and then they end up selling off. And there was so much pressure on Nvidia. It just doesn't surprise me that it's kind of like, at least right now, there is some correction. Who knows? Maybe during its earnings call, it can have another wave into the green. But yeah, it doesn't look too good right now because now it's breaking below 191. If it breaks below 190, that is not a good sign for anyone that bought up at these elevated levels. It's not selling off. What do you mean it's not selling off? What is this? It's not going up. Oh, shoot. People crack me up. It's just the pullback, right? Yeah. Yeah. Showing early signs of a possible support here. Here it goes, testing support. Let's see if it can break above 192. There goes 192. Oh, getting rejected. All right. How cool is that? Can I see a show of hands just for my sake? Who tuned on in for the first time today? I know I recognize some of your guys' names. You're either part of my LPP team or you just tune on in maybe during our Sunday stock talk. But I just wanted to say for all those that tuned on in for the first time, thank you. It's cool to see a couple new faces. Hopefully I did a pretty decent job just breaking down and explaining what was kind of going on. And that's all I hope to be for you, is that I hope that I can make what is happening in the market a little bit more easier to understand. I want to remind you I'm not perfect. I am definitely more biased that I believe markets are overvalued and overhyped up. I want to be straight up with you as you possibly think about subscribing to my channel. I just think it's important for you to know that so you don't get offended by me if I talk too negative about it. Let me explain to you why. I think that while the markets are pumping up and while everything is getting very hyped up, every other YouTube account is encouraging you to buy. I focus a lot on risk management. I wish that when I first got started, there was someone a little bit more focused on not just thinking about how much money we can make, but also thinking about how much money you can give back. I think that's one of the biggest areas of opportunity for a beginner trader and for a beginner investor. And that is why I have such a fixation on that, because I know that the rest of the market will encourage you to buy. I just want to encourage you to take downside risk into consideration. And with that information, hopefully you can make a more balanced, informed decision. Okay? So I appreciate you guys' time. I hope that earned a thumbs up. I hope to see you for tomorrow's live trading session. If you want to tune on in to watch me trade live, it's the second link in the description down below. And I do not want you to forget, if you liked the software that I was using, it's Investing Pro. Again, feel free to check it out. This is the biggest sale that they have going on. And if you want to actually dive deeper into the stocks that you are looking into, then again, check it out. You can get 55% off. This is the early bird Black Friday sale plus an additional 15% off. And again, it breaks down to less than $9 a month. If you want to check it out to, again, learn more about it, just click it. First link in the description down below to learn more. If you have any questions about it, message me via Instagram, and I'd love to answer any questions you might have from my experience using the software. So thank you guys again so much for your time. I hope that it earned your thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow for our live trading session with the LPP team. And do not forget, that's that second link in the description down below. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team, and happy Wednesday. I almost said